الله وبركاته. الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله إن الحمد لله نحمده سبحانه ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له له الملك وله الحمد يحيي ويميت وهو على كل شيء قدير. اللهم اقسم لنا من خشيتك ما تحول به بيننا وبين معصيتك ومن طاعتك ما تبلغنا به جنتك ومن اليقين ما تهون به علينا مصائب الدنيا ومتعنا اللهم بأسماعنا وأبصارنا وقواتنا ما أحييتنا واجعله الوارث منا واجعل ثأرنا على من ظلمنا وانصرنا اللهم على من عادانا. اللهم ولا تجعل مصيبتنا في ديننا ولا تجعل الدنيا أكبر همنا ولا مبلغ علمنا ولا تسلط علينا بذنوبنا من لا يخافك ولا يرحمنا يا رب العالمين. أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم إن زلزلة الساعة شيء عظيم يوم ترونها تذهل كل مرضعة عما أرضعت وتضع كل ذات حمل حملها وترى الناس سكارى وما هم بسكارى ولكن عذاب الله شديد. وأصلي وأسلم على المبعوث رحمة للعالمين سيدنا محمد بن عبد الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه وعنا معهم إلى يوم الدين أما بعد. In the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the most compassionate, the most merciful, all praise and thanks are due to him and peace and blessings be upon his beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. He who is guided by the will of Allah, no one can misguide him, and he who is misguided, no one can guide him except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I do bear witness that there is no God but Allah and Muhammad is his messenger. Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today's topic in our khutbah in this blessed day, alhamdulillah ala ni'mat al-Islam, is be careful, don't waste your time in what you do not control. I repeat, be careful not to put your time and efforts in something has nothing to do with you. Now, and it's under the big umbrella that I'm doing my best with my brothers, the khutaba, which is fixing misconceptions. Now, the idea came to me when I received a very beautiful message on a form of a flyer. It's a white background, contains a circle. Outside the circle, it is written, out of my control. Inside the circle, in my control. I will read what is written, then I will tell you how beautiful the message is, and I'll try to expand and bring the evidences, the adilla, about how important really to think about this message. It reads, outside the circle, out of my control, it says the past, the result, the future, other people's opinion, what others think about me. Past, future, results, what people think in their mind, what some people think about me in a specific. All of these things, it is put here as out of my control. That what is in my control inside the circle, it is written, my words, my thoughts, my response, self-awareness, how I treat others. It's very beautiful. It concludes, by the way, thousands of words. And it covers tens of concepts. I liked it. So I want just to share in the coming few 15, 20 minutes part of this very beautiful message. Therefore, I put the title, Don't Waste Your Time in What You Do Not Control. Now, in light of this beautiful message, our goal in this khutbah will be, insha'Allah, where to put your efforts. in what you control or in what you do not control. Because any practice, many of us, even with good intentions, sometimes we might do not pay attention that we are wasting our time in what we don't control. Sometimes we are burning our nerves. We are killing ourselves about something simply no access, no control, nothing at all, yet we are suffering. If you paid attention to this very important fact, you will review your status, you will reschedule the priorities on what you put, where to put the efforts and why. Because when you know that something is not part of your responsibility and you have no access and no control, but what's the point of busying my mind in it? What's the point in a practice? So now I will give some details because of the limitations of the time, and I wish if this topic I was able just to have it in a intensive academic lecture in 1 hour and a half. But ما لا يدرك كله لا يترك قله أو جله. What you can't achieve in full, at least you can achieve some of it, inshallah. Now, it is said, past. Please, the past could be something has nothing to do with you, and it could be something has to do with you, but it's past. Like past that has nothing to do with you. You were born in a family where your father has a big fight with the extended family. Is it your problem? The answer is no. You are facing consequences, yes, but are you responsible on the roots? No. Are you the one to be blamed because your father or your mother, your auntie, your uncle, whoever he is or she is, they were fighting 30 and 40 and 50 years ago. Your ancestors, they have a continuous father. You were born, you discovered when you became a little bit, mature, that there is a big something. It's past, okay? Don't be part of this battle. It's not under your control. You did not participate. Your problem will start when you decide to participate and to be part of this continuous thing. It's not. Type. My past, I used to be such and such. I used to be, okay, alhamdulillah, our great religion. Because some people, they keep living in the past because they used to do such and such, whatever it is. Very far from Allah, I fallen short, I was bad with my parents, they passed away without me, be a good guy, and they passed away. Then I became a repentant to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But keep crying all the time? No. This is not the Islamic solution. We have a great door, great gate called Tawbah. Tawbah does not mean to keep, lashing your back 24/7, doing nothing. Just, no, please. Wake up, ask forgiveness, keep doing good things, live your life with good, nice things. Because, khalas, it's not under your control. But now you can, the time now, what you do is under your control. So, this is one of the examples. Type, other examples. Now, they talk about results. Results is not part of your responsibility. If you understand this, I don't say you will not be concerned. You have to be concerned. At the end, it's your wife, your husband, your daughter, your son, your extended family, your brother. For the sake of Allah, you have to be concerned. You have to think. You have to make dua. But what if results did not come as you wish? What shall I do? Keep crying? Stop my life? No. You have big lessons in this. By the way, this is a very deep psychological faith-based point. Because it's a faith thing, and it will affect your and my psychology. And it either will bring me down or give me power. Because if I want to, hate myself, keep blaming myself because results are not according to what I have done, maybe you will think to commit suicide sometimes. Subhanallah. So therefore, I will give you evidences, then I will give you examples from our real life, how to be very active as a Muslim. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, ليس عليك هداهم ولكن الله يهدي من يشاء. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is addressing the greatest creature in the history of humanity, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the best of prophets and messenger and the best of the creation. He tells him, ليس عليك هداهم ولكن الله يهدي من يشاء. You are not responsible for people's guidance of prophet. It is Allah who guides. طيب, what is my responsibility, Allah? In another verse, إن أنت إلا نذير. إن أنت إلا نذير. You are only a warner. By the way, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam did not have a control on the hearts of his daughters. Full control. They loved him, they followed Islam, but technically, physically does not have a control. Prophet Muhammad did not have a power to force Fatima or to force Zainab radiallahu anhum jami'an or Kulthum to do and such and such. He was an excellent role model. He did not have any power to force Khadija or even Abu Bakr or any one of them. So what about me and your respected self? In Anta al-Nabi, you are a warner. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala praised Ismail alayhi salam. What did he say? وَكَانَ يَأْمُرُ أَهْلَهُ بِالصَّلَاةِ. He used to keep reminding them, they pray. No physical force. He can't force anyone. وَأْمُرْ أَهْلَكَ بِالصَّلَاةِ وَاصْطَبِرْ عَلَيْهَا. You have to have patient because the results could not be according to what you expect or you are planning. Subhanallah. Therefore, but practically, what shall I do? The most important thing in this context, in what we call, for example, the results, many times we said it's intention plus efforts. Here comes the accountability, not results. Results are not part of your control. So please detach yourself from always connecting your happiness or power or motivation or the drive on results. No. Detach results. Think about what you will be accountable. Intention, niyyah. What is your intention? Why you are doing this? For the sake of what? Who? For the sake of the people? We are wasting our time. For the sake of the whatever? La. For the sake of Allah. Plus efforts. The effort is part of the accountability. My intention plus my efforts. Be concerned, thinking, planning, consultation, asking, reading, searching, thinking, analyzing, comparing, doing, plan A, plan B, plan C, I failed in this, I go to that, I did my best. Efforts, it's an amazing efforts. I could be deserving a Nobel Prize for them. The result was 0. And whatever, the hijab of my daughter, the prayer of my son, the whatever XYZ of whatever, okay? No results. Am I a loser? No. I'm a successor. Because my accountability just inside the area of my control, intention and efforts. But results are out of my control. When you remind yourself with this, you will keep making da'wah 24/7. Regardless of the results. For example, to give you a simple, humble, technical, daily example, which is praying the Fajr for the whole family. How many times you as a father, or you as a mother, or you as elder brother, you wake up and you do your best to ask everyone to pray with you. You have to be wise, you have to be nice. Maybe it could take you 30 minutes. 40 minutes, sometimes 1 hour, if the family is a little bit big. You keep asking all of them, Yallah, Salat al-Fajr, Ashu, Inna Allah, you don't know. No one responded. You yourself about to lose the Fajr prayer. What can I do? Shaykh, what do you advise me? Shall I use my? طبعا لا. No. Just keep reminding kindly. No physical force. But I did my best. No one is listening. Try to change your policy. Be a little bit more kind. Try to convince before. Try to prepare some kind of something to ask them to go to bed earlier. Be more kind. Whatever. You did your best. No one is responding. All of them, they pray Fajr, alhamdulillah, but after the sun rise. You are the only one who prays the Fajr on time. Type. Have you done your best? Yes. Do you think you will be held accountable? No. You did your best. You did your best. This is a simple example. The hijab of your daughter. Don't misquote me. You have to do the best. When I say do the best of the best, is like when you want to have a best mortgage to buy the best house. What kind of effort you put? You don't sleep for weeks and months and years. It's like when you want to buy a car. It's like the effort you put to ask about someone who came to ask for the hand of your daughter. Do you just leave it? Okay, nice. No. Sometimes it takes months of asking, okay, investigating. So it's efforts. So let's go to another example. Now, future. I'm commenting on the inside. Say the future, you don't control it. Can you imagine how many of us, we are obsessed with the fear of the future and we forgot to do the most important things in our present life? But what are the most important things in the future for us? From the human aspect, a human angle, the rizq. On top of the rizq, the sustenance, the money. And by the way, arzaq or sustenance is not just money. The most famous is the money, but everything from Allah is part of sustenance and rizq. Most of the time, but let's take the money as an example. As an example, it's not the only form of rizq. How many times we are obsessed with thinking, what shall I do? Depending on what, thinking, wait, what you are doing with your time. Like someone, give you a simple, humble example. I'm living a decent life. Normal, medium. I'm not in hunger. I'm not thrown in the street. I can live humble, nice life, taking care of my kids. So I'm not in the street, no threat. Yes, I'm not a multi-millionaire, but I'm not facing a disaster. I have an option to go somewhere else, to leave all of my family for 5 to 7 years. 10 years later, I might start becoming small multimillionaire. What is the price? With a possibility, طبعا. Practical price, I lost my kids. No one is taking care of them except the street. Actually, someone else is taking care of them. TikTok, Instagram, hidden agenda, people of evil, they are taking care of your kids. And the only one who is not taking care of your kids is myself and your respected self. But why I don't get, Ya Sheikh, I want to grant the future for them. This is a big, big misconception. By the way, please exclude from my example those who are forced on that. I'm not discussing this. Those really, they are facing literally hunger, okay? Those who were kicked out of their countries, they can't, aslan sit with their families. Exceptional cases, Allah will grant them something else because they are suffering. This is exception. I'm talking about the norm. I have the power and the willpower to take a decision. I'm living a decent life, normal, good. I can enjoy. I have food, something good, normal, something. I can take care of my kids. I can take care of my wife and those, people in there gradually when they're growing up, to be with them psychologically, quality time, emotionally, all of these things. I simply demolished everything because I want to grant the future for them when they want to go to the university 15 years later, and I left them, abandoned them for 10 years. This is a big mistake. Who told you and me that aslan you will live after 10 years? Who can grant that the money that you are collecting will not be lost or stolen, or you yourself will continue? Many things. So please be careful. Do your best in what you control. Plan for the future in light of understanding the Sharia, the normal. But don't don't give yourself the overdose of this kind of fear because something it's not under your control. And we can give tens of examples. The best two examples, they came just to my mind now, how Corona, Titans. Corona. Big, not some simple, humble individuals like us. Big multinational companies. They were planning 10 years plan, billions of dollars, marketing, out of nowhere, boom, complete collapse. They lost everything. And some people, they were living there and something, boom, they became multimillionaires. Example, Zoom. By the way, do you know Zoom company, the one that we are using now, which became like a, it's a brand, Zoom. Like Zoom, I myself, before Corona, I was searching for something I wanted to do, online courses. I was searching for, a good software. I myself, who's not expert in this world, that has nothing to do, while I was searching, I remember in less than 2-3 days, I found between 30 to 50 different applications better than Zoom at that time, before the Corona. Zoom, in the scale of rating, was nothing. Corona came, I'm discussing from Sunnah Kawniyya, the big decision of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Zoom became the main tool of billions of people. And in a night, day and night, they start having what? Billions of dollars. And big other companies, simply they lost everything. Titans, just a few weeks ago, 5 multi-billionaires. Billionaires, simply. Allah knows what happened to them. The only fact that we know, to the best of our knowledge, they were what? Passed away. They are under the full control of Allah now. Khalas. La ilaha illallah. Multi-billionaires. So they have no problem in securing their future. Look to that, 2 Muslims and 3 non-Muslims. I'm trying to imagine, to ask myself, if that 2 Muslims, they were not pleasing Allah with the fact, and I learned from some Pakistani brothers, they told me they are from or the richest Muslim family in Pakistan. I'm not sure if this is true, but from they told me it was of the top richest families. I was asking myself, was he paying the zakah? Wow. When you are a multi-billionaire, what does it mean? You have a yearly annual zakah? Tens of millions, if not hundreds. Yearly basis. Do you know that if your zakah, let's say just 50 millions, you need a full year just to take a decision how to distribute them? Wallahi, if you don't hire a special department or a special company just to control the distributing of your zakah, if you won't do it by yourself, by Allah, the full year will not be enough just to distribute your zakah. Was I doing this? Here comes the real test. He has no problem to secure the money. So I'm not discussing the non-Muslims. The non-Muslim is facing another disaster. Man rabbuk, ma dinuk, ma taqulu. Especially if he was an Arab. Ya Allah. Because the Arab understands. He understands completely. Some of them even they understand our Quran more than some Muslims because of their education. They do. Man rabbuk? Ha? Who's your Lord? Ha? According to the hadith Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I'm quoting the hadith. Ma dinuk? Ha? This is how the exact Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam قال يسأله الملك. He will be asked by the angel. What's your deen? Ha? ما تقول في هذا الرجل الذي بعث فيكم? What do you say about this man, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam? We've been following them, mocking him, attacking him, making fun of him, okay? Attacking his sunnah, okay, whatever. So, when you talk about the future, please bring these minds to you. Who laugh. The guidance of the future, as we say. And the examples, you do your best. Now, maybe, by the way, maybe you will do your best. Best Islamic schools, always to the masjid. You were a role model. You and your wife, you did your best. After your son started going to the university, in a few months or weeks or next year, out of nowhere, for a reason you don't know, your wife does not know, he decided now to change everything. He became fond of someone who's an atheist. He started making fun of Islam. You did your best. They said, hey, don't interfere in my business or I will call police for you. What can you do? What can you do practically? Nothing. Are you accountable? No. Do you think you will feel sorry? Definitely. You will be unhappy? Definitely. Maybe you will cry every night. But the most important thing, are you accountable? No. This is the important, because it was not part of your control. You did your best for your daughter. You furnished, you established the foundations of making hair, clothes, and love. Everything in Islam. She decided when she went to the school or when she got married to take off the hijab and to be a fan on the TikTok. La samahallah, God forbid. But it happened. La samahallah. And some of them became atheists. They lose the whole religion, which is bigger disaster than TikTok or dancing with the TikTok, which is just, abandon the full religion, decide to become an atheist. And he looks at you as a father or as a mother as, wal'iyadu billah, as a backward believer, wasting his time in metaphysics. Could it happen? Yes, it does happen, especially in a very tough secular attack against all kind of spirituality or faith or religiosity or whatever this terminology. It happens. But what shall I do? Shall I end my life? No. Do my best? Yes. The most important thing. Was it under my control? His final decision? No. Before he took his decision, was it under my control? Yes. What I was doing, the best of the best, and Allah knows. File is closed, don't worry. Period. The most important thing, I can't stop you from being sad or making dua, but what is more important, when you stand before Allah on the Day of Judgment, you will not be part of the problem. This is the bottom line. You're not part of the problem. No, it's his decision. What is the dalil? We have tons of adillah. The best dalil, Nuh alayhi salam. He spent, by the way, we don't know the age of Nuh, but we know how many years he spent as a da'iya. ألف سنة فلبث في قومه ألف سنة إلا 50 عاما. The time that he spent as a da'iya in his people, 950 years. طب ya Allah, what was his age? We have no idea. How many years he lived after the flood? We have no idea. 300s, 400s, 500s, another 1,000? No idea. Can you imagine? 1,000 years. His direct son, not a relative, not a friend, is his house. And he was begging it, Ya Allah, innabni min ahli. What was the beautiful dalil on what I was saying? قال يا نوح إنه ليس من أهلك إنه عمل غير صالح فلا تسألني ما ليس لك به علم إني أعظك أن تكون من الجاهلين. Nuh, from now on, forgets this kind of bonds and ties. He's not anymore from your family. He decided to be from the rude kuffar. He, not you. Is it sad? Yes. Can I cry? Definitely. Can I keep? Yes. Stop. What can I do more? Nothing. Do you think you will be held accountable? No. And this is the most important thing. Allah did not blame Nuh. Did not say you have not done your job. No. Just he decided. When you understand these things, by the way, you will be very happy. Very happy for the account of accountability, because this is the most important thing. Not the action itself, as long as it is not under your responsibility. I'm a Jordanian. I was born about 50 years ago. Am I responsible in the fact that Palestine was lost? No, it's not my responsibility. Is it a disaster? Yes. Is it a big problem? Yes. Some people might go really to a very difficult destination because of this. Yes. Was I part of this? No. Do I have access to do something? Generally, no. But what is the window that I can do? Awareness, speaking, reminding, inheriting those under my control to know the reality that could be demolished at any time on the social media. What can I do more than that? If I became a president, in theory, طبعا, let's imagine, okay? Which is impossible, طبعا. Or a vice president, or an elected powerful someone, yes, my accountability will start now. Hellfire is waiting now. Hellfire is waiting. As long as I don't have the power, I don't have the access, I don't have the authority, I'm not accountable. Once you have it, that's why one of the funniest thing I personally think about our people, Arabs especially, when they go to elections, they kill themselves to be MPs and ministers. When I think in the Arabic terminology with the word wazir, how many Arab politicians, they are ready to kill themselves to be ministers in their countries. The word wazir from the Arabic word wizr. Wizr in Arabic means al-himl al-thaqil. Minister in Arabic, wazir. Wazir from wizr. Wizr means the very heavy burden. Once you became a wazir, in the Arabic plus Islamic terminology, you have started holding a big burden on your shoulder and you will be held accountable for that. Before I become the education prime minister, for example, or minister, I was responsible just on my kids when I stand before Allah. When I became the minister of education, I'm responsible on the 5 millions or 10 millions or 200,000 kids in the school when I stand before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Wow. And this is the most important thing of Islam. Your intention and your efforts. The big title of what I'm talking is justice. This is the beauty of Islam, justice. This is the law of Allah. And this is why it's very important to believe that Allah knows everything, hears everything, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is aware. قال إن الله يعلم ما كان وما يكون وما لم يكن أن لو كان كيف كان يكون. He knows what has already happened, what will happen, what has not happened in case if it happened, how it could be, it did not. So full confidence. They are accusing you with the fake news. You know that Allah knows. Or how do you think Aisha radiallahu anha had that amazing power in Hadith al-Ifk when she was accused that she committed the fahisha? Where did she bring this capable? Because she knows that Allah knows. But the majority of, it's not the majority actually, 100%, including Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, they did not have any tangible asset, evidence, physical evidence to support her, to protect her, that she's innocent. They did not have, they don't know the ghaib. But she knows that Allah knows. That's more than enough. This is the importance of understanding your faith and applying your faith. And let's give the final example. Now, go back. When we say future, what others think of me and other people's opinion in general, I can't control. You can't control what the people read and what the people think, how they think. You can't. Keep making da'wah, keep reminding, keep doing, keep debating, but you can't control. He, she decided. Do you think you will be more powerful than Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Do you think his argument was not powerful enough when he was talking with Abu Jahl or Umayyah ibn Khalaf or Walid ibn Mughira? Do you think? No. The best of the best. Abu Jahl, he decided to reject. It's not your responsibility, his or hers. This is from one angle. طيب. The best of the creation, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and I finish my khutbah with this. Was he able to control people's thoughts inside themselves and about him? No. So they accused him that he is a magician, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and a liar, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and troublemaker, and mufarriq al-jama'at, the one who caused the destruction in the fabric of the community. You see? And he is the ones, if George Bush was at that time, he will be using his very famous, 20 years ago when he said, we want to protect our international community's values. So I believe, Wallahu A'lam, if they want to use our terminology, they wanted to protect the Arabic Peninsula's values from the troublemaker Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This was he able to control it? No. Were they given the opportunity to say it? Yes. To think about? Yes. To spread it? Yes. What did Allah tell Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Look what the Quran said to Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and make analogy. Yes, on yourself when you face something. This is the biggest scale. Muhammad is the biggest scale sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But we have an individual scale. That's why we need him as a role model. Why do you think Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam for 23 years? To be a role model in everything. To be a practical application of the Quran. One of these, he was accused of such and such and such. And at that time, maybe if they knew the terminology, I think they would have used the word terrorist as well. But subhanAllah, still had no idea yet to use this terminology. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَاصْبِرْ عَلَى مَا يَقُولُونَ وَهْجُرْهُمْ هَجْرًا جَمِيلًا. Be patient, O Prophet, with what they say and depart from them politely. وَلَقَدْ نَعْلَمُ أَنَّكَ يَضِيقُ صَدْرُكَ بِمَا يَقُولُونَ. We certainly know that your heart is truly distressed by what they say. So Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, his heart is distressed. يَضِيقُ صَدْرُكَ. It's very narrow. It's a metaphorical Arabic expression. Your heart is very narrow, very difficult, distressed with what they say. Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, didn't he have certainty? Yes, he has the yaqeen. He knows, yet human being, normal reaction. Distressed. يضيق صدرك ما يقولون. What was the recipe, divine recipe? What was the divine solution? فسبح بحمد ربك وكن من الساجدين. It means, so glorify the praises of your Lord and be one of those who always pray. فسبح بحمد ربك. Sheikh, is this a solution? Yes, it is a solution. By the way, you know what's the best example now? You as a da'iyah, you as a believer, as a Muslim, as a practical religion. What happens against you on the social media now? Most of us, we do face this. Some thousands or hundreds or millions, they are attacking you. Exactly. Do you feel distressed? Yes. Do you feel bad? Yes. Can you control their thoughts? No. Can you change their minds? Maybe, in some simple, humble levels. What can you do? Imagine, for whatever reason, you, as a humble da'iyah, Fox News, CNN, BBC, CBC, whatever, they decided to attack you for whatever reason. What can you do? Technically, what can you do? Nothing. It's multi-billion media, institutions and companies, and they have thousands of employees. But if Allah decides to do something, it's up to Him. In our normal measurements, what can I do? فسبح بحمد ربك. Wow. By the way, you have to try it. قال وَاعْبُدْ رَبَّكَ حَتَّى يَأْتِيَكَ الْيَقِينَ. And worship your Lord until the inevitable, which is certainty, which is death, comes to you. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم فيا فوز المستغفرين. استغفر الله. إن الحمد لله نحمده سبحانه ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له له الملك وله الحمد يحيي ويميت وهو على كل شيء قدير. Respected brothers and sisters, just to sum up, very quick review. What was the idea? Don't waste your time in what you do not control. You don't control the future. You don't control other opinions. You don't control, many things we say. You control your words, your response, your attitude. Okay? This is part of your control. In light of the Sharia, be more productive, be active, be smart as a Muslim. Time is very limited, so don't waste your energy, your power, your heart, your concerns in an area as a waste. So when you reschedule, review, take a decision, it's like when they say about the history, for example. They say, وَمَنْ وَعَ التَّارِيخَ فِي صَدْرِهِ فَقَدْ أَضَافَ أَعْمَارًا إِلَىٰ عُمُورِهِ. For example, when you read history, metaphorically they say, the one who reads the history and understands what happened for hundreds or thousands of years, he will be like the person who, as if he has added new ages to his age, instead of being just limited to understand the 5 or 10 or 15 years that he's living. When he reads the history, as if his age will be equal to the hundreds of years that he, or thousands he read, because he took all of this, it's there. So sometimes we have clever ways how to manage your life. So by the way, we can change the title of my khutbah to another title, which is how to manage your life successfully as a believer. Simply. Now, part of the management, where to put your efforts and how to spend your time in the language of the business. So do we have a business? Yes, we have a business with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What is our goal? Satisfaction of Allah, going to the Jannah. How can we manage our time? We have give you the recipe or part of the recipe. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala أن يرحمنا رحمة واسعة وأن يغفر لنا فوق الأرض وتحت الأرض ويوم العرض عليك يا رب العالمين. اللهم إنا عبيدك أبناء عبيدك أبناء إمائك نواصينا بيدك ماض فينا حكمك عدل فينا قضاؤك. نسألك بكل اسم هو لك سميت به نفسك أو أنزلته في كتابك أو علمته أحدا من خلقك أو استأثرت به في علم الغيب عندك أن تجعل القرآن العظيم ربيع قلوبنا وجلاء أحزاننا وذهاب همومنا وغمومنا يا رب العالمين. إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون. وأقم الصلاة. مرة تصلي؟ نعم. أقم. يس.